This is Pakistan's National Assembly, the lower house of parliament. Its members have just voted to allow the use of controversial military courts to try those suspected of terrorism-related charges. But some political parties like the Pakistan People's Party and the Jamiat-e-Ulama-e-Islam, a right-wing religious party, said they're concerned.
The military courts are always considered as a discriminatory law where the innocent people, along with the religious parties, are on their target, which is not acceptable at any cost. But if the government wants to have speedy justice system, then they should enhance the capacity of the judiciary by providing more security to the judges and the witnesses.
The decision to use the military courts was prompted by a 2014 attack on Army Public School that killed 130 students. People across Pakistan were appalled, and all the major political parties set aside their differences to empower military courts to deal with the rising wave of attacks. The lack of a robust civilian judicial system and the threat faced by judges led to a virtual collapse of Pakistan's legal system. But 2 years on, many here say the civilian courts are nowhere near to meeting the challenge. The new amendment will extend the use of military courts by another 2 years. But civil rights activists say the courts could deny suspects a fair trial.
There was no need for the military courts. And I am against the military courts in principle because they are closed trials, in-camera trials. The defense lawyers are not permitted. No appeal in the Supreme Court is permitted. So is this the rule of law? Is this upholding the fundamental human rights of the Constitution of Pakistan, guaranteed to every citizen of Pakistan?
Pakistan is due to hold its general election in less than 2 years, and it will be up to the next government to decide the future of the military courts. But it's not clear if that will be enough time for the country's judicial system to step up and take over. Kamal Haider, Al Jazeera, Islamabad.